guys, welcome back to my channel. Hey guys, my name is Nabila Melisha, and tonight I'm finishing up the headband. I have told you guys before that I was covering up this headband with this polka dot fabric, and it's been a bit of a not a challenge because it's not been difficult, it's just been like very tedious. And originally I had this one, which is a slight bit wider than what I'm working with, and I had this fabric and it was fitting perfectly, but I felt like it was just not clean enough because you could see the seam, and so I took it off and I made this band instead. And I felt like it wasn't wide enough as this one, so it was a little bit difficult to cover this up, and so I went for a smaller one instead. And as you can see, it's overlapping a little bit, meaning that the fabric is wide enough, but you can still see the seam in here too, so I feel like I could have stuck with the first one. But it's not like a harsh, but you could still see that there's something underneath there, right? Which I didn't like that. And then the glue, I'm using the E6000, and it moved a little bit underneath here. I'm not sure if you could tell. And I hate it when glue does that because I just don't want you to see that I used any glue. Like, of course, you know that I may have glued it, but I want it to be like super clean and super smooth. And it's leaving all this little white residue because I keep messing with it. But of course, nobody's gonna see that because that's the part that will be in your hair. However, I want it to be super clean. So if you guys have any tips on glue residue, like, I mean, it's not visible on the outside, it's super clean on the outside. Let me cut that off. And perfect. So this is what it looks like currently. I'm excited about it. Let me know what you guys think. I am trying to put on this precision tip, but there's glue all in it. Oops. So I want to clean that off, and then here I got the glue. I probably shouldn't touch it like this. Okay. I'm trying to get the glue off my fingers before I touch this. Okay. And no more glue on my hands, so I want to put a little bit underneath here so that we cover that little triangle over there, and then some underneath here so that it sticks like that, and then pull this over a little bit so that everything kind of like stays covered up. But of course I gotta be extra careful because I don't want any glue to get anywhere else. So just, let's see. Feels like it takes forever to come out of this tip. Patience, patience. You guys remember when Kylie Jenner's daughter was singing that? Okay. I feel like the minute I put this thing down, it starts dripping like crazy. And then there's glue all over my table, but the moment that I'm squeezing it, it takes forever to squeeze out. I'm not sure if you guys could see this. Let me push this down some. Okay. Okay. We did it over there. And I'm smoothing it so that it doesn't look, you know, glued, but as if it's just laying on its own. Let me know what y'all think. Ladies, would you wear this? I don't know if you guys could tell, but right there we have the dress that it belongs to. And then I'm gonna show you guys when I'm done with this one close up so you can see it as a set. And then I'm going to show you the other one that I made. I'm so excited about that one. That one is just like chef's kiss, you know? Now this one I'm like a little bit, I hope she likes it. And I'm pretty sure she would, but you know, when you're a creator, you always like kind of overthink the situation and the things that you've created. Let's see if we could just push this one. See, like, look, I'm putting it down and it's dripping. And I feel like that glue is kind of like on the drier end, so then I have to like squeeze all over again. Okay. I was literally recording everything, and then I looked at my phone and it said storage is full, and I was so hurt because I'm like, I wanted to record the entire process. Okay, we got that laid down over there. Okay, cool. Now I don't know if I should do one over here too. I wanted to originally, but I'm a little bit nervous about it. Okay, I'm gonna hold it for just a few seconds so that it can dry in place. And I always hear people talk about, I thought it would be E3000. This is E6000. So all this time I'm hearing seamstresses talk about this glue and I'm thinking it's E3000. Or maybe it is and I just picked up the 6000. I have no idea. So if you guys know about this glue and it's supposed to be E3000 as a different version that you're supposed to use for fabrics and stuff, let me know. I know that this one is supposed to glue all kinds of stuff. So saying all that the same, I hope that I got the right thing and that it's really, you know, going to stick for real, because I first started to use hot glue and then I was like, oh, you know what, E3000 is supposed to do a lot more for us, so let me go with that instead of hot glue. So if I should have not done this one instead of hot glue, also let me know. And then I see here that the spot that I glued ain't even sticking for real. Okay, I'm gonna make a little hole on here at the top and then add some glue in there. Whew. Just in case. Okay. Part of me is like, we're done. Part of me is like, find somewhere else to glue. And then this side, this thing finally stayed down. Oops. Okay. I just hope that this doesn't come apart at the bottom. Okay, guys. What do y'all think? Cool beans. This is it. I think we are done. How did you guys think I did on this? I'm happy with it, to be honest. I am, especially knowing all the efforts that I put into it. I think I did a great job. So I can say I make headbands now. How fancy is that? How fancy is that? It is super cute. Okay, let me grab the dresses real quick for you guys. So this is the dress. It's for my client, and I only shortened the hem because it was too long on her. And then with the excess fabric, she asked me to make some kind of head wrap, and so I suggested to make a headband like this, and she immediately loved the idea. So here we have this one. Share your thoughts, please. And then hold on, I don't know what to do with it. And then same story, she asked me to shorten this dress. It has a slit in it, and you kind of like, this is the front. I tied it like super tight because I'm putting it on the hanger, but this is basically the front, the neckline right here, and you kind of like tie it however you want to, and then the excess fabric you can basically use as a little shawl, whatever. And then I know her very well, so I decided to surprise her and make another headband. And I did this in a different style. This is kind of like wrapped, and I wrapped it like super close to each other so that it became textured instead of a flat wrap. Like from this side you can see the texture a little bit more, like going like that. And also, reason why I wanted to do it like that, not only because it's cute, but also because you don't really see much of a harsh pattern. Like when you look at the fabric, this is another scrap piece, it has a strong pattern in there, but here not so much. You kind of like from afar you just see colors, like a whole bunch of patches of colors, right? And so I thought that way she could just wear this with like a hot pink outfit, you know, and then it will have like splashes of different shades of teal, black, light pink, orange, you know, dark pink, like hot pink. Or the other way around, she could do like a different teal outfit, and then this will have like just splashes of different colors, so she's not bound to just wear it with this, you know, because of the pattern. Now basically I created a different pattern, if that makes sense. And then the green one, I mean, it's green, so she can always wear it with something green or something white, but this could be worn different ways too, not just with this. And besides, because it's so fun and flowy and free, I feel like something textured like this would also tie into the playfulness that the dress already have or has. um so yeah, that is that and this, and I'm super excited about this. I feel like this also gives like a little bit of the African vibes, you know, like how they have the kente cloth usually for head wraps like this. um this is kind of giving that, except it's not kente. And again, for the green one, we have this one. I'm super excited, and whoever liked this video, thank you so much for liking. That's so sweet. I love it. Thank you. So let's see here. I'm going to set this aside so that it can take its time on drying, and then if I need to, or if I feel the need to add some glue somewhere else, I'm pretty sure that it's good. I think, yeah, I think it should be good. I mean, if not, you can always take it back and I can like reinforce it, but I think that it should be good because I glued all of here, underneath here, and then in between some patches over here. And of course it's gonna be in her hair. Like, I don't want to put it on my hair because I feel like my hair's a little bit too big, and I don't like to try on my client stuff, you know, because I don't know, I just feel like it's not professional to be trying on my client stuff, so I don't want to put it on my head. However, I need to find a way to put it down without messing it up. I got my mini chair. Maybe I could put it on my chair. Let's see. No, chair's not high enough. I want to put it somehow, somewhere, in a way to where, what can I do? Where can I put it? Let's see. I don't know if this will work. Let's see if it stays. Actually, it does. That was so smart. Thank you, God. Look. Ta-da! It's kind of like holding on to here, and then it leans on here. So that way it can just dry without being distorted. So that, and then let's see, I'm going to steam these garments. Whenever I have a client, I always steam the garments because I feel like it's like a extra surface, like an extra complimentary thing. And then I bag it in my garment bags, and that makes me feel like I'm a little bit extra professional over here, you know. I got the same garment bags that you get from the cleaner, so I'm like, baby, we on the same level, if not better. You know, I really strive to be as professional as possible for my clients, and that keeps them coming, and that keeps them recommending and referring me. So I love that for myself. Yeah. What is one thing that you enjoy from the cleaners? One service that they do, or something that you always, that you don't necessarily pay for, however you would be willing to pay for it. And the reason I'm asking is maybe I can implement that into my business and consider doing that for my clients, if you guys are willing and open to share like free tips. I would highly appreciate it. um, I always like to find a way to be better at what I do or to accommodate my clients. I'll share some of the things that I do. Some things are time. A lot of my clients are very busy, they have limited time, or yeah, basically that. So what I do is work around their schedule. So my schedule is kind of like very much open, and then I just try to figure out when is the best for you, what time is the best for you, and can I make it happen. And then also, because of the time limit that they may have, I can travel to them, so that's an extra service. And also I can do same day alterations, same day services, and services on the spot. So I'll take my entire kit and work wherever, like remotely, wherever they want me to work at, like if it's their house, their studio, whatever. Those are some things. I steam complimentary, so that way some of my clients don't have to spend extra time steaming. Some of my clients are stylists, and then they will bring to me whatever garments their clients have, right? Hi from San Diego. Oh my goodness, I would love to come to San Diego one day. I always wanted the beach house there. How is it over there? So steaming complimentary will cut down time for my stylist clients so that they don't have to steam the garments. And also, if it's not necessarily like a styling client, but just like me directly to my client, then they don't have to worry about ironing the things, right? So that I do. I wrap it up in, not even wrap, I just put it in a garment bag, and that way if it randomly rains, or they can keep the garment bag, you know, like a dust bag kind of thing. What else do I do? Those are the things that I can think of right now. So again, me working wherever, managing time by cutting down their time, traveling to them, or doing things overnight, same day, next day. Yeah, steaming. Those are the things. And whatever else you guys would have. High standards through consistency. Yes. Yes. I want to have my own alteration shop one day. So I'm treating it as if I already do, which technically I already do. I mean, if I have these clients and I do these type of things, then you might as well say I just don't have an official brick and mortar, but you know, in a way I do. And so I want to like build my consistency now, not just when I actually have the keys to something else. Smiles, no drama service, right? Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. One of my favorite things to do is to steam. Like when I have to steam on set, I don't necessarily like it because it's like a whole bunch of stuff, and a lot of times it's already hot and then you gotta still do it. But when I'm like in my own space doing it, it's like, oh my gosh, like I finished this and now I am, you know, putting that extra in for them to be happy. So I'm about to steam shortly. Yeah. And what I think is so amazing, I think I've said this before, but a lot of my clients are now finding me on TikTok, and they're literally driving sometimes like an hour and a half just to come see me. And I feel like it's such an honor because on the way you're passing so many other tailors and seamstresses. Like even in my neighborhood there's like 7. So you're passing those 7 people or places on top of whatever else you're passing when you're literally on the way to me from your home, you know? I think it's such an honor. So I try to go above and beyond for all my clients. And some people are like, oh, because you have celebrity clients, you're probably charging everybody. Actually, no, I charge everybody the same. The only way that it could be a little bit more with my celebrity clients is, or really any client, is if they do same day service or anything less than 3 days, or if they're requesting me to drive or come to them, service them there. Do you have a logbook of clients, or save hundreds of numbers and names somehow? So I don't have a logbook. What I do is I have a Google number, and so people could just contact me through this number, and I have different contacts who are referring me. So I have friends who are referring me, but also stylists who always come back to me for whichever client they have, or if they know somebody. So just my phone contacts, I just save people there, and people who are recommending me or finding me there or finding me on social media. But I need to look into what a logbook fully is, because I'm not really sure that I know. I'm just imagining a book with all the numbers. So everything right now is just saved in my phone. And I'm just getting a whole bunch of recommendations. So that's that. Oops. And I got my boba tea. I got this from Share Tea. It is the Hawaii Passion. Well, Hawaii fruit tea. But it has, I think, pineapple in there and stuff. I love me some jelly. Yeah. So I need to really do some research on a logbook. Yeah. Let's see if I can move this thing closer. And let's see here. It's making sure. Oops. Oh, my thing is full. It's making sure if you change phones, you still have all your contacts for the next one. Ah, okay. That is really handy. I need to look into that. But I'm not really, like, every time I change my phone, I make sure that I keep the same number. Like, I've had this number for the past 8 years. And the only reason that I got this new number was because I moved from Amsterdam to Atlanta. And as I moved, obviously I had to get like a US number. But typically, and even that number, I think I had that number for like a good 15 years. Like, I'm not very easy to change my phone number, honestly. Yeah. I'm kind of old school when it comes to stuff like that. You know? But that would definitely be smart. I mean, eventually, I just want to get like a business phone too, so that I could use that phone strictly for work. But this industry that I'm in is also kind of like a 24-hour industry. Like, you have people who want something and literally contact you like 2 hours before they need it. And I feel like if I have a business phone number, I would just use my business phone like for specific days throughout the week, versus having it like all the time, like accessible. But I would just still have to set boundaries. Handwritten or digital with Gmail does wonders. Good to keep a number. Thank you so much. You know what? I think I'm gonna do that tonight. I'm gonna do that. Like, all the important people that I feel like I would need their number, I'm gonna go ahead and write them down tonight. Thank you so much for that. on-call work is awesome because you become a MVP. Thank you so much. Yeah, that is true. Like, I think that that's also why people come back to me, because I'm always available. It's like their go-to person, but you know, when your go-to person is not there, like for fellas, I'm sure that, you know, you always go to the same barber, and then when he's not available, you have to go somewhere else. And then sometimes it feels like you're cheating on him because the service is not the same. I think that's one of the reasons why I always have the same people. Yeah. But then again, also, if you have somebody who does really good work, you're less likely to go find somebody else. Unless they're not available, you know? Yeah. So, yeah. Do you have your own business? Or have you had one before? I've done on-call work and do what I'm suggesting for you for 11 years. And okay. Yes, that is so true. Okay. So accounting and on-call work. So what was the on-call work that you were doing? Ooh. Okay. Mm, okay. Medical supply directly to. Okay. Yes, this is fun. I really enjoy it because I think that in a way, you know, I can talk to my viewers directly. I can get their viewpoints. I can share what I do because I'm sure you could tell I really enjoy doing this. And so I feel like it makes it a little bit more personable than just when I share reels, you know, and shorts. Like, I wish I could literally hear y'all talk back to me because it's a fun conversation, you know? And at first I was like, some people would say to me like, maybe you should start doing lives when you're working. And I would always feel like, I don't know if people would want to sit here and really watch me work. But as I'm doing it, I find that a lot of people are actually enjoying it. Ouch, this is hot. Okay, the water is running out, so I'm about to put some water in here real quick. Okay. there, for those of you who are hopping on, it's your easygoing nature that is keeping me into. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Yeah. I appreciate you for sticking around. Yeah. I am surprised as to how many people have never used a steamer before. Like every time I get an intern or just like friends around, they're like, oh my gosh, how do you use it? So while you're here, if you guys don't know how to use a steamer, you just turn it on and you put water in it, and then you literally hold it direct to garment. So when I first started using steamers, I thought you were like this, where you're at a distance, but no, you're actually putting it directly onto the garment, and then it will literally, get the wrinkles out. I'm having trouble with my, what is it? Dry fit polos getting wrinkles. Oh, any ideas? I would say steam them. So steaming them is a lot better for your garments than ironing them, and um, it's also less likely to burn your garments when you're steaming them. So I would say you can always like hang them up. So as soon as, I'm not sure if you're putting them in the dryer. If you are, you can maybe do the wrinkle setting. So at the end of the cycle, like the dryer cycle, you can choose for it to do like a wrinkle free thing. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but that would be something. And if you hang dry them, I would say hang them like after wash, inside out on, is it inside out? Yeah, inside out on the hanger. So the right side is out and the outside is basically on top of the hanger. And that way, when you're drying it that way, it's kind of like, the weight of it will kind of like keep it, right? And my dry cleaners ask 5 per polo. They are designed to be wrinkle free. Right, so if it's designed to be wrinkle free, typically it will be less wrinkly, but sometimes, of course, it does get wrinkled. And then I would just say steam them. Like if you have the time, because I mean, $5 per shirt is inexpensive. However, if you're frequently bringing them, those $5 are going to accumulate, over time. So I would suggest steaming them yourself. And um, if it's something that is wool, a lot of times you can't steam wool because wool will shrink. But if it's not wool and if it's okay to steam it, I guess I would either look it up, like Google it for the material, or just try it out with one that is similar that you don't necessarily care for anymore. And then also look into getting a steamer that has multiple settings. So if it has like a lower setting, then it's gonna be less steam and less harsh for your garment. Like this one doesn't really have multiple settings, but it has like, this is like a regular steam and then this is a turbo. So regular steam is kind of like this much, and then when I press on the turbo, I don't know if you can see, but you see that it's coming out fastly. So I would say that. Yes, I speak 4 languages total. I speak Dutch, Surinamese, which is my mother tongue, my mother language, and I speak a little bit of Spanish and English. Yeah. So those are my suggestions. Like I have this steamer right here. I used to do this one for all my pieces, but I feel like it's not really working as much as I would like for it to. Like, I got my money's worth out of it. And let me see. Hold on. I'm gonna show you. So, oops. This one, I hope you guys could see this. Can you see this? I think so. So this one has all these different settings. So it's like, this was really little, and then here of course is like a lot. So you can maybe find something like this that has different settings, and you could just see which setting works the best for your garments. I got this one on Amazon, and it's like the Homecom brand, but you could just find whichever brand you like. Maybe read the reviews and see what works better for you. Yeah. So, Espanol is good for the Southwest United States. Yes, true, true, true. Yeah. I was a little bit better at it, but because I don't speak it every day, you know, I'm kind of losing it a little bit now. And I am wanting to pick it back up, so I downloaded Duolingo, and every now and then when I have like extra time, I'll just go on there and practice. But I feel like the stuff that Duolingo is teaching right now is stuff that I already know, or still know, still remember. What about you though? Do you speak any other languages? Um, let's see, I don't know if you could tell these wrinkles. And then that was the before. And then, hold on. That's the after. I don't know if you see the difference. Like right here. Here you have like more wrinkles. And after. So it literally works magic. Like, look here. Y'all can see those wrinkles right there, right? And then go over it. I like to go over something like a couple times, especially if it's like a little bit more harsh. And then, hold on. I'm over here doing a whole commercial for this brand. But seriously, I really do like this steamer. I think this one is one of the better ones that I've ever had. Yes, I definitely need to find some, maybe a series or something in Spanish. Because to be honest with you, I learned English from Bad Girls Club and Love and Hip Hop back in, what was it, 2011 and 12? And really, that's mainly how I learned it. Like, I had English in school, but I didn't have an English teacher because I don't know what happened to her. Some people said that she was run over or hit by a bus, and so she was out for like maybe 2-3 years. And in those times, we had like interns that would teach us, but not really teach us, because you know how kids are bad when the substitute teacher is there. My class was super bad. Like, I was more serious because I was like, hey, you know, like the final exams are coming up and I really want to learn, because I'm not about to fail English, you know? So then somebody had recommended that I would start watching the news, like CNN, and I was like, I don't even watch the news in Dutch. What makes you think that I'm going to watch it in English, you know? And so then the same person had recommended Bad Girls Club and Love and Hip Hop. And of course it's drama and it's entertaining, so it's more likely for me to sit there and listen and, you know, learn stuff, pick up phrases. So it was very helpful. And then when I had my um, so I graduated twice from high school. So when I did the second one, she came back, and then my English was so much better by that time. And so she was just enhancing the wretchedness, the wretchedness that I learned. But honestly, it did help me a lot, because overseas you don't really think about the accents that are here. You only think about the New York accent, because that's what you mainly see and hear in movies. And so when I had all these, you know, different people in Love and Hip Hop with different accents, coming here to America, it helped me to understand a lot more, like a lot quicker too. Yeah. Yeah, you do need something that will actually help you understand. And like Backers Club, Love and Hip Hop, they would use stuff that you use every day, like everyday kind of language and slang. And also I would learn words that I never heard before that you wouldn't hear on CNN, you know. And I remember they used to always call this person Raggedy. And so when I moved here and I had a friend, I was like, can I ask you something? What does raggedy mean? And she was cracking up, because she was just not expecting me to ask something like that. And the reason why I had asked her um, was because I just didn't know how to spell it. And you know, like when I would hear something on Love and Hip Hop and Love and Bad Girls Club, I would imagine how you spell it and then spell it in Google. And no, raggedy. I mean raggedy. So I didn't know how to spell it. And when you go to Google and you misspell something, it would kind of like, you know, say, did you mean, and have a suggestion. And for that word, I just didn't know what the suggestion would be, because it didn't pick it up either. And so for a long time, I just was fighting with that. But like other words, I would just either spell it, like I would kind of like sound it out. And by sounding it out, imagine the spelling for it. And so if I was wrong with, like, say, let's say one or two letters, it would just autocorrect. But when you do like a whole bunch of misspellings, then it wouldn't correct, basically. Um, but it was fun learning from them. Like I literally was taking it not just for entertainment purposes, but also really to learn the language, and it was very helpful. Very helpful. I'm not sure that I'm understanding. You live for new songs. Oh wait, I think I do now. You live for new songs and new last names that you haven't heard before. So basically, it intrigues you, is what you're saying, right? If I'm understanding you correctly. Hmm. Yeah. Did you pick up on my last name? Is that why you found me, or no? And for me, new songs, I have a harder time just enjoying new songs, unless it's something that the beat is there and everything is there, like immediately. But I'm not somebody that is on the hunt for new songs. Like sometimes I listen to the same things over and over and over, to the point where I'm like, you know what? I do need something new, especially when it comes to worship songs. I want some new worship songs, but it needs to really hit instantly for me to be like, okay, I'm gonna add this one to the playlist, you know? Oh, okay, you were scrolling for lives. Okay. Okay. That is true. That is true. I like that idea. I think I need to really go back to the songs that I used to enjoy years ago that I haven't listened to, and put them back in the rotation. That's a great suggestion. Thank you for that. Um, when I was in the car the other day with my friend, she was playing a couple old songs that I was like, you know what? I need to start looking up those too. Yes. Are you a Christian? And if you are, maybe you can drop a few songs that are your favorite now that I can add to my rotation. That would be no. Sure. You can tell me. I was doing a Bible study on here, and I did the book of Revelation. And so now I am at chapter 22. So I planned actually to do it today. However, I didn't get to, so I'll shoot for tomorrow. I do have a lot planned for tomorrow, but I'm gonna shoot for tomorrow anyway. So I definitely recommend that you study Revelation too. I think it's an amazing chapter. Okay, so I do it's called the Bible.is app, and I don't necessarily study with it, but sometimes I'm in a space where I don't want to listen to music when I'm sewing, and so I'll just play the Bible app and just listen to that instead. Or if I can't sleep, then I'll play that. And I also do the dramatized version because I think it's so amazing that you have like different voices for every person, and it's literally making everything more real and more personable, I guess. So I definitely love that. Okay, that's good. 200 chapters a week, that's really good. I don't know how many chapters a week I do, because I also played overnight, because even though I'm sleeping, my spirit is not. And so, yes, I love that. With the sound effects be really funny. Sometimes it's so dramatic that I just catch myself laughing at it, and it's kind of like the new show, you know what I mean? It's as if you're watching a show or listening to a show, and you're just like really engaging with it and enjoying it. So I really highly recommend it all the time to my friends and people. My cousin put me on it, and ever since, like, it's been, I don't know, a year or two now, but I really enjoy it because it's like I'll do my chores with it. Because sometimes we have moments where we don't feel like reading, and instead of like not taking in the word at all, you're at least still like ingesting it. Is it ingesting? Not digesting, but like you're still like taking it in, right? Because your subconscious is still up. Yeah. So like if I don't feel like reading, instead of like not doing it because I don't feel like it. Sometimes I'll push myself and kind of like force myself to move past those feelings and still read. And sometimes I'm like, you know what, I really don't have the strength, but I'm still listen to it in that way. Yeah. Oh wow, 56 times. That's good. That's really good. I don't know how I can find that out. Maybe the app will say. Maybe I can find on the app how many times I went cover to cover, because like, excuse me, if I, excuse me, like played several times for months, and now let's say if it's been 2 years or 3 years now, I'm sure I've been cover to cover multiple times, you know. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. I'm not sure how long it is. I don't know if I can find out how long it is either. I need to look at the settings. um Hold on, I'm gonna go grab my charger real quick because I don't want it to die on you. Oh wait, is that? No, that's not my charger. Okay, 73 to 75 hours. Okay, that's good to know. Well, I'm sure, very sure, that I've done, because if I'm sleeping for roughly 8 hours, and let's say it's playing for 6 to 8 hours, yeah, that's really good. Really good to know. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that because, yeah, I want to remember this. Thank you for this information. It's really helpful. I like that. Yeah. Hmm. And you know what I like about listening to the audio Bible? Um, Sometimes randomly, like scriptures will come to me, right? And I'm like, I know I didn't read that. Like, where did this come from, you know? Or sometimes I will hear a scripture again or read it, and I'm like, hey, I've read this or I've heard this before. And it's not that I actually read it, but it's because I've been listening to the audio so much that now it's like it would just come to you, you know? Okay, that's super cool. I like that a lot. So are you or also a preacher, pastor? Do you have any title, or is it just you just enjoy reading it so much, and you know, like God is calling you to do it and instructing you? Or is it because you have like any specific calling in that area? Yes, so I don't necessarily like, sometimes I'm like, okay, what would I read? And so when I read, I don't just read a verse. Like, I'll read the entire chapter, because sometimes, yes, certain verses are specifically like applicable to a specific situation, or like part of a specific prayer. But I don't like to just go with a verse by verse, because then I feel like you might take it out of context sometimes, you know? Or some people will say, oh, this is what the scriptures say, and they'll just quote one verse, and it's like, but from this verse, can you tell who it was directed to, who they were speaking to, and also the time and the era, you know? Because a lot of things also, even though they may apply to today's life, um, certain things are specific to a group of people, you know? Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I do. Yeah. Because I feel like, when you come to church at first, especially when it's in the beginning of your walk, then hearing those specific things at church, like the micro things at church, is yes, I do have my Bible. 1 second. It's good to, like, hear those things, but then as you're growing, it's also time for you to take more things and, like, learn them on your own, you know because you also have to, like, double check everything that you hear in church. I got my Bible. This is the NIV. Let's go to Joshua 1 verse 8. Hold on, let me pray, because I like to pray before I open my Bible. Okay. Joshua. Let me go the other way. Let me just go through the index because I keep going over it. Mm, okay, you said Joshua 1 verse 8. Okay. Alright. Keep this book of the law always on your lips. Meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do everything written in it. Then you will be prosperous and successful. Amen. Okay, Old Testament. Wait, were you saying to go to this one, or were you going to say to go to something else? Oh, I guess that was the answer to my question when I was asking you, were you a pastor or something? Oh, when I was looking for it. Yes. Yes. Joshua is not a book that I go to often, so I'm always like, where is Joshua at? Yes. Yeah, I like that verse. Ephesians 5:25. Five, okay, 25.